Hello, beautiful people. Um, Today we're gonna be focusing on functions. Yeah. Anyways, this is a series of functions. Let's consider question 4 quickly. Given this type of a function, guys, remember that this type of a function is called a hyperbola, and in case consider 4.1.3, there they want us to sketch the graph. Then now, before telling you anything or before drawing that shape, we should consider some of the things, like we should be able to draw this function without even with just looking at that equation. So this is a Cartesian plane. Consider my xy plane. I prefer calling it xy plane. Consider my xy plane. Aisha, forgive me about my handwriting. Yeah, forgive me about my handwriting. Let us try that ink to shape. Oh my god, what's happening? Ink to shape this. Okay, it doesn't allow me to do that. So that means I'll have to draw it myself. Okay, now forgive me about that. This is really bad. You cannot even forgive me about such. Yeah, here is our shape. This is y. Here at the x-axis, then here our origin. Then suppose here I have some value of 1, then here it's -1, then here I have 2 and -2. Now looking at this function, right? If I decide to erase this part, what is it that you see? It seems like I erased too much. Okay, let's do like this. If I decide to erase this part here, what is it that we see? We see h of x equal to 2. Then you want to know what this means. This means that you're gonna draw a vertical asymptote, I mean a horizontal asymptote here, but yeah, a vertical asymptote, but a horizontal shift. Yeah. Then now, then again, we come here. Let's pick up the eraser. I'm sorry that I chose to start with this part. Then you say you consider this denominator, right? This denominator is x minus 1 equal to 0. So you simply take this one, bring it to the other side. Actually, you bring it to the other side, then you get x equal to 1. But then remember that this is a denominator, right? So x should not be equal to 1. But then the equation of an asymptote is going to look like x equal to 1. Then you come straight here. Then you draw your vertical asymptote passing through this point. Then now, by looking at this, let's erase. By looking at this value of 3, by looking at this numerator, you have a negative number, which is -3. Immediately you have a negative number, you know that we are talking about quadrant 3, I mean quadrant 2 and quadrant 4. Anyways, this is not what we're to talk about. We'll talk about this later on. Let's erase everything. Let's erase everything and consider answering the questions without jumping to conclusions. Okay, now 4.1.1, let me write that. Write down the equation of the asymptote of h. Now, guys, we have already done this. Write down the equations of the asymptotes of h. And so this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna erase. You can do this by your finger. You just close this part. Should you close this part, you get you notice that you have h of x equal to h of x equal to positive 2. That means the equation of your asymptote for that point, you just say y instead of h of x is equal to 2, such that y is an element of real numbers. This is always the case, guys. Then now let's erase that part. Then now they want the equations. That means they want the the horizontal asymptote as well as the vertical asymptote. So the other equation, you say okay. Then you say okay. You take the denominator there. You say x minus 1 is equal to 0. Remember, they are asking for the equation of asymptote. Therefore, you write is equal to. But if they were asking us for the domain of this function, I was going to say, should they ask you for the domain, say x not equal to 1, or say x minus 1 is not equal to 0. If they were asking for the domain, because if they were asking for the domain, that would mean they are asking for the values of x where the function is defined. But then in this case, they just want the equations of the asymptotes. So since they want the equation of the asymptote, you just say okay. I will take this denominator and equate it to 0. Then you solve for x. You say x is equal to positive 1, such that x is an element of real numbers. Anyways, someone will ask that, okay, Mr. Living Room Academy, what would happen if I would do this thing that you're telling me about, closing that part and say y is equal to 2? Then now, what if I am lazy to do this? So am I right if I just say x is equal to, then I go to my denominator to check whether the sign of this number is negative or positive? So in this case, it's negative. Then I just say x is equal to positive 1, such that x is an element of real numbers. Okay, to answer that, you are 100% correct. If you did not write this step, it's okay. You can jump to this one. Just make it a point that when you wanna jump this step, just make sure that you change this sign. Thank you very much. Let's quickly go to the next question. Let's erase this part. We are done about it. We are done with it. This is English, guys. It's not ours, not our mother's tongue. Okay, now determine the equation of the axis of symmetry. Okay, guys, these things are easy. Then now here, remember, we have x equal to 1, such that x is an element of real numbers. Now 4.1.2 determine the axis of symmetry that has a negative. We should make use of this part. So now you know what? It's funny that I learned this technique to one of my grade 11s, no, my upgrading learners, and I really liked it. I had a way of doing this, but trust me, it's really long. So let's consider this one of this guy that is my student. Yeah, his name is Twenga. Determine the, so here what you're gonna do, just say okay. They said they want this line of symmetry to have a negative gradient. Okay, then just say y is equal to negative, then you say denominator plus now you will take this number, 2, so you just say okay, plus 2. This is some sort of a formula or a general equation, I would say. Otherwise, you say y is equal to negative, then your denominator here in this case is x minus 1. So you say minus into x minus 1 plus, then the value of 2 in this case is this number 2. So you just say plus 2, then you say y is equal to negative, a negative times positive x is negative x, negative times a negative, it's a positive 1, of course. Then you say plus 1. Then you say negative x. What is 1 plus 2? That is 3. Then equals to y. Now you are done. This is the equation of symmetry. Perfect. So what if Mr. Chawana, they said, now find determine the equation of the axis of symmetry of H that has a positive. What would Mr. Chawana say, or what would Mr. Chawana do if they wanted to find the one with a positive gradient? So your approach here would be, okay, y is equal to denominator plus 2. You see now you have a positive here. That is equal to x minus 1 plus 3. Oh, plus 2. This 2 plus 2. Then I would say there is this positive sign here. Positive times positive, it's positive. Positive times negative is negative. So this is just x minus 1 plus 2, which is equal to x plus 1 equal to y. Here is the gradient equal to positive 1. So guys, it's always the case. Thank you very much. Let's erase everything, and I think we should record some of these answers. Which answers are we going to record? Let's take let's record 4.1. 4.1, we have y equal to 2 and x equal to 1. Then here we have our line of symmetry given as y equal to negative x plus 3. Maybe we might need this information, hence I am recording it. The video is getting a bit longer now, but we will fix that. It won't exceed 20 minutes. Then now let's go straight to 4.1.3. Graph the function of h, showing the asymptotes and the intercepts. So guys, there are many ways to kill a cat. Remember that. Remember, there are many ways to kill a cat. I will show you 2 different ways. Rule number one, they say we should, okay, here are y-axis, x-axis. So they want us to plot this graph showing asymptotes. So firstly, we know the equation of asymptotes, that y is equal to 2 and y is equal to 1. So I mean x here is x equal to 1. Then you draw your line all the way down. You draw your line all the way. Okay, I think I have another way to do this part. Let me pause the video a bit. I will be as quick as possible as I am drawing this. I want it to be very neat, guys. That is why I have decided to use these instead of my sloppy handwriting, you know. Then now, where am I gonna find arrows? Okay, quickly we go to shape format. Then we choose the type of a line. Okay, I want the line with arrows. I want that kind of a line. Yeah. Oh my god. Let me pause it and do this while I. Okay, guys, it seems like it's not working when the video is paused. So we better work this way. Even that line of mine there is sloppy, but it's much better, guys. It's much better. Okay, let's increase the size of our axis. Let me insert arrows. These are the kind of arrows I'm looking for. Let's write it in white. Let's duplicate and rotate it same time. Let's rotate it. Let's rotate it 90 degrees and quickly work on it. You can see how sloppy it is, right? You can see. Then now, let me insert another line. Let me insert a dotted line now. Let me insert a dotted line. This is my equation of asymptote at x equal to 1. This that I'm doing currently is for someone who is sure about his or her story of plotting the function this way. Then I know and I understand that not everyone can understand things. Some of us are slow learners, including myself. I'm also a slow learner. So I just understand people who are slow learners. That is why I will make 2 of these videos. Yeah, these are my asymptotes. These are the equation of my asymptotes. Let me enlarge them a little bit. Let me enlarge everything a little bit. Much better now. Then, okay. Where is my pen now? There it is. Then at this point, guys, at this point we have the coordinates. 1 is to 2. Here we have 1 and here we have 2. Then now what happens? They said we should show all the intercepts. So now what is left is to just find the x and y intercept. So for x int, you let y equal to 0. Okay, now let's calculate. We have you see we have h of x equal to that, so I'll just make this be 0. 0 is equal to negative 3 over x minus 1 plus 2. Because I have a fraction, so let me just take these 2 to the other side so that I solve for x easily. Negative 2 is equal to negative 3 over x minus 1. If I'm taking a number from this side to this side, then the sign of this number has to change. If you are coming from Nigeria to South Africa, then you need to get a passport that says, yeah, you are here in South Africa. That is why if we're taking a number from this side to that side, it also has to change. That is not really the reason why, but then it's an example that will be memorizable to many of you. Then now I have just cross multiplied, since there was this denominator of 1 here, I cross multiplied. Then allow me to finish this up here. So multiplying by these 2 in the inside, I get negative 2x plus 2 equal to negative 3. Taking this guy to the other side, I get negative 2x equal to negative 3, negative 2. Then I get negative 2x equal to negative 5, but then dividing by negative 2 on both sides, this is x not y, this and that goes out, then I get x equal to negative 5 over 2. I mean positive, because this and this, they go out. A negative divided by a negative, it gives us this. So I don't know what 5 over 2 is, as I don't have my calculator with me, but I'm pretty sure that 5 over 2 is a point somewhere here. 5 over 2 is a point. My PC is running low, guys. I need to get the charger. I'm sorry. Let me pause the video. Yeah, I just got my charger on. So this point, which is 5 over 2, 5 over 2 is the same as 2,5. Yeah, dividing 500 by 2, you get 250. So dividing by 5 divided by 5 by 2, you get 2,5. Those with calculators can confirm for me. So I will just draw my graph in green. Please allow me to draw my graph in green, because I don't want to erase this. However, it seems like I'll have to erase it. Yeah, I'll have to erase it either way. So let me just do that now. This PC is doing me some funny businesses, but you guys gonna understand, I know. That's why I adore you all. Okay. What about this guy here? Okay, let me draw my line here. Then now this function, I will just say, okay, it intersects the x-axis, and there is no way that it can have a y-intercept on this side, because this asymptote doesn't allow it to go that way. So I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, let's move the screen. What's that now? Why showing more work? It will go like that, then it will go like this, approaching the asymptote line but never reaches it. Then now quickly, let's work on the y-intercept. The other function will have to go this way. It's clear without proof, but we have to denote the intercepts. 1 is to 0 is my y-intercept, so I mean my x-intercept. For y-intercept, then you let x equal to 0. So I will have h of 0 equal to negative 3 over 0 minus 1 plus 2. Then this is 3, not 2. So this means this side I'm gonna have, this has to be impossible. Really, this has to be impossible. I have negative 3 here, then I will have to substitute 0. Yeah, it's possible. So 0 minus 1 is going to be minus 1. So negative 3 over negative 1 is going to be positive 3 plus 2, which is equal to 5, equals to h of 0. So the y-intercept is 0 is to 5, and 5 is a point somewhere there, making enough sense. Then it will go like that, it will go like that. Then this is the graph of h. Then we are done, guys. I will continue with 2.4 on the next video. Thank you very much. Please make it a point that you subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss out.